Right, finally, part 3. Now this is an explanation of how the Honda 38 litre box clips onto the adapter plate and the fitting of the adapter plate plus the fitting of the Pillion backrest. I just thought, you know, doing this all in one video, it was just too much, so I've chopped it up into little bits, which means you get an extra video this week, which will have aired yesterday. Here we go. Right, so this is the adapter plate. Obviously this will be attached to the bike. I mean, it's a really substantial piece of plastic. In fact, I thought initially it was aluminium or something, but it is moulded plastic. So when you got to imagine, this will be attached to the flatbed on the rear rack on the bike. To fit it, that engages into there like that, and then we've got another tab here, which is the movable tab. So that was locked. So we open that up. If you move that, that drops that tab so that it can be inserted into there like that. And when you pull that down, it locks the tab in place so that can't come off. Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of movement there, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Then you lock it up, turn the key, pull it out, and it's on there. I think these are some sort of stabilisers. I know we've got some spacers and bits and pieces in the fitting kit for this, which presumably will tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, there's a bit of movement there, but it is what it is. Let's see where we go with it when we actually get it fitted. Right, we've got a bewildering amount of fasteners that don't seem to apply to the instructions on this bike. It's like I said, some of the fasteners for putting this on this bracket are with the actual rear rack kit, but there are some other fasteners in the kit that comes with this that it doesn't mention to use in the instruction manual, which it's all a bit confusing to say the least. But what I imagine it is, this plate is probably intended to be used with several different bikes, all of which will have excuse me, probably several different fitting requirements. So between all of the kits, you've got you know, all the fasteners for the other kits as well. They're like a multi-purpose kit for different models. So it all takes a little bit of working out. Now let me just go back to the bit. We've got these sort of rubber bump stops. I think remember, I don't know whether you remember me showing you with the top box, even when it was locked in place it felt a little bit loose. I think that's what these are for. They're to sort of tighten it up and stop it moving around. So these go on first, and I think I know what holes they require now. So these two holes there, hopefully these are going to go on reasonably easy. Yeah. And then these two here, it's like I say, I think it's just to take up the slack from the lock, because you can't make everything fit perfectly, especially with plastics, because if you make everything too precise, there's a danger in some instances things aren't going to marry up properly, then you run into problems. So we just need to check are they in properly. Yeah, so they're just a push fit. They all feel to be in correctly. Just checking, because we only get 4 of these, so I don't want to lose any. So yeah, That's the first part. Now we've got to bolt it onto the actual rear rack that I fitted. It'll be in last week's video now. Sorry, it all gets a bit confusing. Now we've got a load of top hat spacers here, which I know are required for this. We've also got these metal plates. So what I'll do is unpack those, and then we'll move over to the rack to actually fit it all. Right, yeah, we've got loads more fasteners in the pack that actually came with this than we're going to need. We've got these top hat spacers, which we drop into there. Like that. Yeah, it's not going to stay there while I get the other bits. And then we've got, right, I've got a pocket full of bolts, I think. No, I haven't. What have I just done with them? Oh, there. Right, I've got a pocket of, I have got a pocket of bolts now. We've got these. So the way this works, they go on the underside of there, like that. Of course my bolts are in the wrong pocket. So these bolts and these nuts that I'm going to be using on this kit, by the way, all come out of the rear rack. So it looks like the rear rack assembly's got the parts that are specific to this particular rear rack. That's why I got a bit confused with things the other day, because you know, we had bits that just didn't seem to marry up. Of course that doesn't want to play, so just line that up. So we're lining that up with those holes. The same on the other side. This, by the way, I haven't scratched it. I've just put a coat of wax oil on it because it's going to be covered up. Goes that way. It's going to be covered up, so access to it for cleaning is going to be limited. It'll just help it last a little bit longer. So I've done that. And that. Now it doesn't mention anything about washers in the instructions yet. We do have washers in the kit, although I think looking at them they're going to be too big to go through that hole. Yeah, right. And then we've got these locking nuts, which again, these came with the original rack kit. So yeah, it looks like this, you know, this is a sort of universal part that fits on. Have I got that right way around? Oh, it just shows how you can cock things up when you're talking to a camera instead of concentrating on what you're doing. I'll put this plate on wrong way around. Should be that way around. I mean, I always feel like I'm making a bit of a hash of things when I'm making these videos, but you know, the truth is, these are problems that, let's come out now. These are problems that we're all going to come across while we're doing these jobs, and that's why I make these videos, is to come across the issues that you're going to come across. And you know, it's harder for me because I deal with them on camera, but if I make these mistakes and shown on video, then obviously you know what to expect when it comes to it. So yeah, we've got these locking nuts. That one on there, we'll just put them on as far as we can with our fingers. This is actually far simpler than I thought it was going to be. What, 12 or 13 mil. Right, so it's just a matter now of fastening those down. If I remember rightly, these are a 6mm. Give me enough clearance. Yeah, so 14mm on the back. Of course, these are steel locking nuts, so they're quite stiff. Just hope this 14mm socket I've got on here is that one's tightened up nicely. You've just got to be careful not to scrape your mudguard with the back of your tool. I mean, in the instructions it does give torque values for all these. I mean, obviously if you feel the need, by all means torque them up. I used to give torque values out on videos, but had that many people either, I mean, I'm not really sure what the problem was. They either didn't know how to use a torque wrench, or the torque wrench was out of adjustment, and then I get yelled at in the comments because they've stripped a thread or something. So I stopped doing that. I think these are something like 27 Newton meters, which is not a lot. Most of the mechanics I know, unless they're working on engine components where stuff like that's critical, chassis components and axles, stuff like that, they don't bother because you just get to know over time. And that's it. Right, I've not rehearsed this at all, so if this doesn't work, I'll be yet another mistake to add to the list. Unlock it. So I've already shown you how this engages. That's now locked in place. Actually, it doesn't move that, so that's what those rubber bumpers are for. I mean, a little bit of play, but it's you can feel it's rubbing against those rubber thingies. So yeah, 138 litre top box. God, what a lot of wax for a top box. You know, these are all the fasteners left over from the actual bracket kit. These are obviously intended for use on other bikes, because in the instructions for the CL500 it shows you to use the fasteners that I've just shown you. So that's it, job's a good one. Right, over to me another day. Right, backrest for Paula. It fits on like that. We've got sort of a ridge here which I think will probably dig into the Pillion's back, because they will. I mean, it's solid enough for them to sort of lean back on that and use it for security. And we've got this ribbed area here which is going to potentially sort of dig into the back and make life uncomfortable. So this has been shaped specifically with that trench there, or cut out, whatever you want to call it, to cushion that. So, you know, that is quite soft. It's like a foam, like a hard foam rubber. Now, when this ABS would have been moulded, they're very likely to have put some sort of releasing agent in the mould to make sure that it comes out cleanly, which will probably be silicone. Things don't stick very well to silicone. They're unlikely to have cleaned it off, so just using some pre-paint wipe, I'm just going to clean that area up to make sure that there's no silicone on there, so we get proper adhesion. It's nice to see with this kit that Honda have used proper 3M tape. I don't know where this has been made, but yeah, they've used proper high quality 3M tape. So that's cleaned. Doesn't seem to be anything coming up on that. So we should be good to stick this straight on. Now they've thoughtfully put some tabs on these, so they're really easy to get off. It's a nice warm day today as well, so adhesion should be good almost immediately. So what I'm going to do with this is I've taken that off. I'm going to line this up. So we've got a, I mean, you know, we've done this before. We can, if you want, you can use things to mark it out first, but really it's hard to get this wrong because of the way the thing's designed. It's an exact fit. So yeah, everything looks equal on both sides. Yeah, I mean, you can mark it out with masking tape, wax crayon, whatever you want to do. This should reach maximum adhesion in 24 hours, but it'll be good to use within the next hour. So yeah, all sorted out. I've now got a CL500 turned into a pickup truck with plenty of carrying capacity. The job's a good one. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you would leave a like, hype this video, and become a subscriber if you're not already a subscriber. There are other ways you can help me out via my Patreon page, PayPal donations, or by using the super thanks button down below. I'll be back tomorrow, so until then, ride safely, and I'll see you soon.